guys! I don't know if it caught that, but hey guys, like I promised, I am back and I'm going to start reading fanfic. I'm actually going to start calling the series Fanfic Time, where I just go and read fanfic. It's always going to be PGE. It's never going to be, like, no lemons, no limes, nothing inappropriate, because I don't do that out loud. The first story we're actually going to read is written by me. It's probably going to be that way a few times until you guys start sending me links for stuff I like, because I don't really read stuff I don't know. So yeah, the fandom this time is Hetalia, and it's a Pirate England X-reader, and it is called Things You Can't Let Go Of. It's an X-reader, but I'm gonna give Reader Chan a name. Let me think of one. We'll call her Anya. No, not Anya. Makes me think of Russia. Ella. And it uses, and when it hits, like, I think I have eye color and stuff in here, but when it hits that, I'll make something up on the spot. It'll probably be like blue and she'll have brown hair and she'll be awesome. Okay, but yeah, now that that's out of the way, it's fanfic time, so let's go. Things you can't let go of. Hey, let me go, I yelled at the cocky-looking blonde with spiky hair who was practically manhandling me by my arm. I'm warning you, mister, if you don't take me back to the town square, I'm gonna... My threats fell silent as I realized that my captor was dragging me onto a ship. I'm being kidnapped by a pirate, I thought before I struggled even harder to free myself. Let me go, please, let me go back, I begged, my tone changing. But it was no use. I was dragged across the... lost my spot. The gangplank and dropped unceremoniously to the deck. Kohler, why did you bring a captive? Did I not say there were to be no captives unless absolutely necessary? A British accent met my ears and I froze. No, it couldn't be. God didn't hate me that much to have me dragged onto his ship. She saw everything, Captain. There was no other choice. You warned us what you would do to us if you ever hurt a woman, so I just brought her. I stared fixedly at the wooden planks beneath me, frozen in fear. Footsteps approached, and a pair of worn leather boots entered my line of vision, but I refused to look up. The captain crouched before me. I still didn't move. A hand gripped my chin, rather gently I noticed, and forced me to look up. Emerald green eyes met at my blue ones, and the only thought that was left running in my head was, dear God, I'm screwed. I was face to face with none other than Arthur Kirkland, the most powerful... Wow, I don't normally do that. The most powerful and feared pirate in all of the seven seas. Women from my town had gossiped about his remarkable good looks, but in that moment all I felt was fear. What's your name, love? He said. My voice refused to make an appearance. I will only ask once, darling, I suggest you respond. Ella. Ella, such a lovely name. A lovely name for a lovely girl. He had released your chin and fingered a lock of brown hair. A lock of long brown hair. I jerked away from his touch and his face changed to a scowl. Jones. Captain Kirkland stood in motion to a crew member. Take her to my cabin. Your cabin, sir? The brig is no place for a lady. She shall have my quarters, despite my wishes to do otherwise. He turned to me. Stay out of my things, love. You may not like how I get when people go through my things. The crew member, Jones, gently grasped your arm and led you to the captain's cabin. Just before he shut you in, he looked at... If I switch between, like, first person and you and your, it's because it's written in reader view. Ugh. Just before he shut me in, he looked at me with sympathy. I'm really sorry this happened. Then let me go. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I fear my captain's wrath more than anything else. Time skip. Days turned to weeks, and pretty soon those weeks turned into months. I remained with Captain Kirkland and his crew, and also remained residing in the cabin. I hated it. Every passing minute was hell, knowing that I would have to endure another day on this blasted ship with that infernal Arthur Kirkland. The two of us had clashed instantly. Whether it was because of my bitterness of being abducted or whatever, I couldn't find it in myself to be kind to this man, or find any respect for him either. The same went for Arthur. After a few weeks, he did, however, allow you a few hours outside the cabin. Granted, you only granted access to the deck, but you couldn't find it in yourself to care. After being trapped in the cabin with basically nothing to do, I was thrilled at just being allowed. I'm switching, I'm sorry. Thrilled at being allowed to step foot outside the door. I got to know some of the other crew members of the ship. They were all very well behaved for a crew of pirates. The closest crew members I had were Alfred Jones and Francis Bonifrey. Granted, Francis was a little iffy, but he was still enjoyable company. I got to know him pretty well. Apparently, Alfred had a brother back where he came from. He left home because he felt he needed to see the world, and his sibling had sent him off after telling him he would be right here waiting the minute he wanted to come back home. Francis had no siblings, just a strong desire to not be one of those men who wound up doing nothing worth bragging about in life. In all honesty, I thought that was bullshit, but I figured he was doing it for the women. Forgot that line. I would spend my time out of the cabin with those two, or sometimes I would just spend time looking over at the blue sea. The latter was what I was doing at the moment. However, I wasn't aware of the emerald eyes that watched me from a ways away. POV skip. Skip. Change. Oh, I'm sorry. This is awful. It'll get better the more I do this. Arthur sighed. He wished you didn't hate him. Arthur's point of view. This is getting harder. This is a terrible video. By the way, I'm doing more today. Arthur sighed. He wished he didn't hate him. He had heard her talking with his crew members before and actually found her to be quite an enjoyable person. If only he could receive that side of her himself. A few minutes back to me. Back to Ella. A few minutes passed before I frowned, noticing something on the horizon. Is that another ship? What's that? I asked, snagging Alfred by the arm as he passed by. He didn't respond, but his blue eyes widened and turned to Arthur. Captain, incoming! Arthur whipped out a spyglass and swore under his breath. It's that infernal Carrieto. I'm terrible with pronunciation. All hands on deck, he ordered before dashing to your side and grabbing your elbow. Come on, love, you need to be somewhere safe. Where are you taking... He quickly led you below decks. Why are you taking me down here? Would I not be safe in the cabin? If they manage to board us, that door into the cabin will be the first one they break down. If anything goes wrong, I want you to hide in these barrels. Fear filled me. What is that supposed to mean? Don't worry. I won't let anything happen to you, love. Promise. Oh, yeah? I thought... Then why are you telling me to hide in a barrel? Captain! Everything's going to be fine, love. And he was gone. I was beginning to doubt Arthur now. Oh, there was a time skip. The shouting had not gone down. You could now hear gunshots. If the enemy was close enough for guns, I didn't know what else would happen if things continued the way they were going. I had to help. I quickly grabbed a hat from where it had been misplaced. Glancing at it briefly, I saw the name Jones sloppily and then said, it would have to do. I tucked all my long brown hair into it and secured it on my head. Grateful that I wasn't wearing a dress and I had been wearing when I was captured, but instead a pair of small of trousers and a white shirt, courtesy of one of the smaller crew members, Tino, if I remembered correctly. I wasted no time in sneaking onto the deck. It was chaos. That was the only word to describe this, but I didn't have time to admire the view. I needed to move so as not to be seen. I snagged a pistol from nearby and stuck it into my belt, praying I wouldn't have to use it. Then I quickly ducked behind some cargo and looked at the opposing ship. They were close. Very close. If they got any closer, I refused to think about it. I had, unfortunately, grown accustomed to life with the crew, and they made me feel very safe. There was no way I was going to let something threaten that safety. Surveying the deck of the opposite ship, I spotted a man with brown hair and sun-kissed skin. He was barking orders at the crew, and I assumed that was their captain. My thoughts were confirmed. My thoughts were confirmed as one of his crew members handed him a fancy hat. Suddenly, I got an idea. I should carefully aim. The man may have been the enemy, but I still don't want to kill him. And I fired. The hat fell right off his head. A perfect hole ripped straight through it. I saw him look around, trying to figure out who just ruined his hat. But I didn't dwindle. A ruined hat wouldn't stop an attack. I aimed higher, at the sails, and went crazy. Pretty soon I was out of ammo. However, someone crouched beside me, nearly scaring me to death, and handed me another gun. I'll help you with that. Alfred smirked as he joined me in destroying the sails. After a while, you notice that you weren't the only two ripping fabric to shed with bullets. I actually don't know if this is possible. This is just what I wrote. Several other crew members had picked up on the impromptu plan and were firing away. I stuck a glance at Arthur, who had obviously noticed me by now, and was met with a speechlessly and amazed expression. He closed his mouth when he caught my eye and nodded in acknowledgement. I had saved the day. Time skip. Oh, Jesus, I do a lot. Something changed after that. I don't know what it was exactly, but it was the best change that's ever happened to me. I started spending less time with Alfred and Francis and more time with Arthur. Quite frankly, I was happier than I had been since I ended up on the ship. The captain wasn't at all what I had made him out like to be in my mind. He was kind of the person that you begin to wonder, why was he a pirate? He was the definition of the word gentleman. I am probably making all the weird faces. And as the weeks turned into months once more, I realized something I would never have thought possible in a million years. I was hopelessly, irrevocably, insanely in love with him. And the best part, he was in love with me too. Time skip. About a year had passed since the encounter with Captain Carrietta. I'm turning. Oh my god, my stomach just growled. There had been a few other encounters with other pirates here and there, but it was nothing worth remembering about them. Compared to that day, the others were nothing. Until they came. They came out of absolutely nowhere. One minute Arthur and I were looking at a map together, and the next there was cannon and fire and gunshots ringing in the air. Then they were boarding. It all happened in a blink of an eye. Arthur barely had any time to get you below deck, kiss you quickly, and get back above. I shook with fear as I hid. The people were unlike anything we had ever encountered. They were ruthless. I listened to gunfire and shouting and sounds of fighting until suddenly it was quiet. Was it over? Who had won? Where was Arthur? Heavy footfall could be heard, and I froze, trying to quiet my breathing and willing myself invisible. My hands were clasped tightly around an emerald necklace, a gift from my beloved pirate just a few weeks ago. The footsteps got closer and closer and closer. I squeezed my eyes shut. Aha! Someone cried triumphantly, they to you again. I was doing so good. Me harshly up by my arm. Let me go! I screamed as they hauled me up to the deck. Let go! Once more, just like that day long ago, I found myself dumped on the deck. Only this time, instead of your eyes being locked to the planks beneath you, they locked onto a set of emerald eyes filled with fear. It was over. I thought as tears began to fall from my face. I was barely aware of the fact that the enemy was taking all of the treasure that we had collected. I was only aware of Arthur's eyes as he tried to convey to me everything was going to be fine through those eyes alone. Eventually, they had finished getting all the treasure. What's this? Suddenly a hand yanked me up by my hair, causing me to cry out in pain. Let her go, your fight is with me, not her, Arthur cried, jumping to his feet, only to be met with guns and swords alike, holding him back. I did say I would take all your treasure from you, so I think I'll take this one too, duh. Only, I don't think you'll get this one back. No! I felt the pain only moments after I realized the sword had run right through me. I dropped to the ground, left there to stare at the clear blue sky. Ella! Arthur's voice cried in anguish as he fought to get to me. I was completely aware of the enemy leaving. I just wanted to know why it hurt so bad and why Arthur sounded so sad. It wasn't until I found those gorgeous emerald eyes staring at me with such sorrow, anguish, and horror that I realized I was going to die. Ella, please, darling, stay with me. Please, love, I need you. Arthur, my voice was weak. I love you. Please, be happy. Time skip to present day. Oh crap, I lost it. Arthur Kirkland, the absolutely invincible British gentleman, shut the box containing an emerald necklace. Wiping his eyes, he remembered the last words said to him. He was trying to be happy. Oh, some days it was difficult. He put the box away. He still loved her. He always would. But sometimes in life, there are things you just can't let go of. Yay! That was actually my most recent fic I put up. Oh my god. In my description, I said, here, have some sad stuff. It's exactly 1:06 a.m. and I am going to bed. Oh, and there's a link for Reader's outfit. I forgot I did that. Where does that go? Oh, my polybore. I will actually give you guys a link to my polybore. I love how that's there. So yeah, I'll put a direct link to what she wore. This is also what she was wearing in the end. She had like, I forget what I'm trying to say. But I hope you guys liked that one. I'm going to do another one. So yeah. Yay, videos! You get 3 updates today. Woohoo! You guys are crazy.